WWE miss out on a top indie prospect, plus an ex-Ring of Honor champion suffers an injury, and an AEW All Out title match has been revealed. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. We've seen WWE picking up some big names lately, but here's one that they lost out to AEW.
Dax Harwood chatting away about AEW's latest signing, Tommy Billington, over on his Instagram profile. He told me about his financial woes. This is Tom Billington. And I told him that night, I said, after tonight, we're going to get you a job. We had the match. Obviously, he showed out. He was offered a contract on the spot right there. He didn't accept it just yet, but he was offered a contract right on the spot. I know the very next day, WWE also reached out to someone close to Tommy and asked about getting him there. There were some power plays, and Tom decided he wanted to come to AEW. So you will see more of Tommy Billington in the future. I think it's a great signing for AEW. It's one of the things that I'm a little bit gutted about, because they started using Tommy Billington, the new Dynamite Kid. They started using him in WCPW, then Defiant, just after we left. And I'd have loved to have met him and chatted to him, because even back then he was 11 years old then when he joined.
He was very young,
but looked about 45, like Dax Harwood. He's very, very good in the ring. He's beyond his years, isn't he? Obviously he's grown up in wrestling. He's had all these connections. He's been training since he was actually 11 years old or so. And so I think it's a really decent signing for AEW, and it's clear once again that WWE are watching. I don't think that phone call would have come the day after had WWE not been keeping an eye on the competitors' programming.
I think it's foolish and weirdly tribal to assume that one program absolutely is not watching the other. They may say in interviews, "No, we don't care," but of course you are.
Yeah, of course
You're
they do.
always scouting competition.
And so they should.
You
right?
should.
Yeah,
that's what makes
nothing wrong with
everybody
it.
better. No, when I worked full time in radio, I was always listening to what the dickheads up the road were doing.
Right.
Just to make sure I was better than them. Spoiler, I was until I wasn't. So that is a great signing for them. And also, what's interesting to watch Tommy Billington, it's like Tom Billington's traveled through time. It's so weird. You'll be fooled. He moves like him. He looks like him. It's so odd.
It's a very unique face, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, not in a horrible way. No, it is.
I do remember in their debut in WCPW / Defiant, and I remember there they are, the Billington boys, related to the British Bulldogs. What do we call them? The Dynamic Duo.
It's not awful.
It's a dreadful name.
Yeah,
the Dynamic Duo. No, stop it. It's a dreadful name. God love you, but it's a dreadful name. Ring of Honor is not a dreadful name. And we have an update on a former Ring of Honor Women's TV champion who is out active at the moment. Now, there's only ever been two, so you're halfway there getting this right if you don't know who.
Toss a coin. It's Billy Starks. She was pulled from this weekend's Limitless Wrestling show in Maine due to an undisclosed injury. She's not commented on the injury, but she did share an Instagram story from the lobby of a sports medicine center. Sports medicine center?
I think it might have been maybe a medical center, maybe. I don't know. It was a strange
one. I thought you'd rebrand it. We can't say hospital here. We go sports medical center. And from the sports medicine center with a caption, "Are you hurt or are you injured?" It's like a bloody Wyatt Six promo, that, isn't it? Are you
It sounds a little bit like that. Billy Starks is somebody with a massive future ahead of her, and she's so young still, and so got so much more time on the clock. And I genuinely think that Ring of Honor AEW, they're grooming her for that top spot. I think she's still the one that might beat Athena for that, to end that record-breaking women's title reign.
You reckon?
Oh, yeah. I thought they were going to do that a few months ago, and then because we had the Athena and Billy Starks turn that ended up them being all friends in the end. They're back together. I could still see them doing it. I still think Billy is the one.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's really, really good. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, and doesn't keep her away for too long. Next weekend, it is AEW All In at Wembley. Update for you on 2 matches for that show, including the Casino Gauntlets. Now, last night on Dynamite, Orange Cassidy became the first person to be officially entered into the match. He beat Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong in a 3-way, and he will compete for a future world title match in the Gauntlet match.
Nice. Who else do you see getting in there?
Well, we talked about him in our first video as well, and also it's interesting to report that Fightful say that they're going to load up that match with interesting names.
Yeah, this is what I'm wondering. Like, I'm thinking, like, Michael Oku.
Oku's got to be in there.
Surely. But there's other people both in the UK and internationally. They're always really fun. I love it.
Life is a mystery.
Old Madge might be in there as well. No, yeah, great. Yeah, that's good. Like,
Get Grado in there, you cowards.
Yeah, you should do. You've only got like a week and a half to build to this now, Tom. Quick.
No, I should have manifested this sooner. I've been too focused on Jarrett and Hangman, which as much as I would love Jarrett and Hangman Page to be on the card, Tony Khan, you coward, I kind of feel like they might sort of kill two birds with one guitar shot and put Jarrett and Hangman in the Casino Gauntlet, and they find each other in there like star-crossed lovers.
But there's still time.
There's still time.
You can make it happen, Tom.
I'm giving you an out, Tony, just in case you decide to make the wrong decision and not put this match on the show. You can stick him in the Gauntlet. I'll be somewhat placated.
Moving on, last night, FTR cost the Acclaim their shot at the Young Bucks World Tag Team titles. It was later announced on the show that this coming Saturday on Collision, the Acclaimed are going to take on FTR to determine the number one contenders for those AEW World Tag Team titles, and then the winners will go on to face Matthew and Nicholas Jackson at All In next weekend.
I think it's got to be the Acclaim. They were very fiery after that match.
They were.
And during that match.
The thing is, like with FTR and the Bucks, you know you're going to put on a banger. They always impress. I really like their matches together. I think the more interesting match is the Acclaimed.
And it's like when you order something from your favorite place from like Uber Eats or Deliveroo, right? You tend to always go for the same thing.
Yeah, creature. I'm a man of habit.
Because you know it's going to be good. You know you're going to enjoy it. But then sometimes you think, I just want to. Maybe I'll get something from that side of the menu instead.
Yeah, but
because I think that might blow my mind. Because bear in mind, I discovered this by taking a risk.
That's it. I'll go for the crispy duck pancakes, but then the duck's a bit fatty. So what if? I'm not saying that's fatty was a bad word. Duck can be fatty. I'm just saying maybe
fatty duck TR.
No.
Dax is going to hear this.
That's not what I'm saying. No, go for the duck. Go for the Acclaimed.
Yes.
That's not what I was saying. That's not what I was saying.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's about trying something different. And I genuinely think, and imagine the Acclaimed beating the Young Bucks at Wembley. I think that'd go down really well.
I think it would. I think it's the right crowd for it. It's been a weird old time for the Acclaimed, hasn't it? It's not even that recent. It's been quite a while. The hype has very much died down. It hasn't been helped. It's been exacerbated by Max Caster's somewhat erratic behavior sometimes, and he's acting a heel sometimes on social media. I don't get it either. I think that might be the match we get.
Do you think someone had a word and went, look, what are you doing? We'll just put a bug on Twitter. Can you not?
Danielson needs to step in there, doesn't he? If he hasn't already, I
Get
can't.
his little notebook out, give him a fine.
I can't work it out. I sort of. He's been through the ringer, hasn't he? He's had various stuff happen in his personal life as well that I won't get into. But like, maybe he's just. Hopefully he's well.
Hopefully he's all right. Now, looking beyond All In is All Out, and last year they made the mistake, did AEW, of booking it a week after Wembley. And thankfully, they've rectified that by booking it 2 weeks after Wembley instead. And straight away, we have ourselves another title match ready for that. There was talk of Hangman Page and Swerve in the main event of All Out in September. Another title match set up last night for All Out.
Yeah, Pac was upset last night. He's number one contender for the AEW American title, but because Will Ospreay has cashed in his rematch clause, he's missing out on his Wembley moment. Pac revealed that he's going to cash it in on the AEW International / American title at All Out 2 weeks later. He's getting the match at All Out, taking on the winner of MJF versus Will Ospreay.
So either way, that's going to be a banger. Like Pac versus Ospreay is a wonderful night. Pac versus MJF will be good fun as well.
Yep.
Just feel sad that Pac might be missing out on Wembley. I hope at least they put him in the Casino Gauntlet.
They got to do something.
You can't not have
mental
him
not
there.
to. Absolutely. You know what? There's something kind of nice in if he were to enter the Casino match and win that. I quite like the idea of him having both mid card title. Sorry, MJF. The international or the American title shot in his future and a world title shot.
Yeah, why
Maybe.
not?
He needs to be on the card. Most importantly, he needs to be on the card. It's mental if he isn't.
We can't have it that the only full-blooded Geordie in Wembley Stadium that Sunday is Cultaholic.com's Aidan Gibbons. There needs to be at least another one there, and it should be Pac, really, let's be honest with you. It needs to be. MJF, meanwhile, was in conversation with Jack the Jobber just this weekend gone, and what a conversation it was. Jack the Jobber made up an entire civil war for clicks and clout, which quite frankly was horrifying. He's currently away today getting the word liar tattooed on his face and doing community service by the road. But also, he talked very openly about his dislike of British culture. He talked a lot about Will Ospreay, made some very disparaging comments about Will Ospreay.
Shane McMahon and AEW addresses that stuff, so he wants to beat Shane up, have a match with him. He talks about the Britt Baker drama. It's 45 minutes well spent. As Tom said in the first video, will feel like 4.5 minutes. It flies, but it's amazing. And you can watch that right now on our channel. And for the latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.